Welcome to Discover Barnstable, the official podcast of the town of Barnstable, a podcast where you can meet the people who steward the programs and services that connect us to our quality of life here in the town of Barnstable. We invite you to join the conversation as we navigate municipal government and our community pathways to help you discover Barnstable. I'm Sarah Beal Fletcher, and on this episode of Discover Barnstable, we are joined by the Barnstable Council on Aging Director, Kelly Howley. Kelly, how are you?
I'm well, thank you. Good morning.
Thank you so much for being on the podcast today. So you've been on before, so we kind of skipped over the bio part. Then we're going to dive right into our questions. So the first thing we want to talk about is the programming that you have at the Barnstable Adult Community Center. You have extensive programming monthly, covering a wide, art, languages, exercise, informational, cooking. So let's kind of dive in some of the programming that you offer on a monthly basis at the Barnstable Adult Community Center.
Sure. Yeah, no, that's our goal. I'm glad that you depicted that out of it. We try to offer something for everyone. Obviously, that's difficult with, everyone's interest being so diverse. We're always open for suggestions too. We tell everybody that if there's something that you'd like to see here that we don't have, please let us know. We'll try to implement it. We want to bring in more people and we like people to stay for, maybe more than just they came in for. So if they come in for one class, but there's a good lecture afterwards or an art class, or they, stay for lunch. It's a great goal to have people in there for more than just, part of the day. That's their center, right? So yeah, we have a lot of different art programs. We have like regular painting, and then we try to bring in specific workshops. We have one coming up on a wreath made out of shells, like a shell making class. And then we have a wood sign program coming up. So that'll be monthly. And they'll just do different signs that you could either give as a gift or hang at your home, for the different holidays. So just trying to pique people's interest. We've also started a digital cafe that is funded by a grant from Mass Councils on Aging. And so we've been doing that monthly, and it's been really popular. So people can come in with their devices, get some advice. We usually have a speaker there for different subjects, that may be relevant to what they're trying to navigate. And that hands-on help for both Android or Apple, which is huge for all of us.
Oh, yeah.
And we've spun off of that a little bit with programs for the general population, so if you go to the digital cafe and then we do a scam talk off of that, anybody can go. You don't have to be someone that goes to the digital cafe to go. So we try to expand from there, from the hot buttons we see for people, their needs and what they'd like to have there. So it's been really great.
That's great. The digital cafe, that is so... I was just tech support this week for my parents. So that is so amazing. So it's, you can bring in your phone. Can you bring in like a laptop or a tablet?
Absolutely.
And get help with any kind of issues you might be having?
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing. That's really, because that's a huge thing. We're such a technological world right now. And, it's hard for some people to kind of understand all the intricacies, and like there's constantly updates. I know there was just an Apple update and my mom was like, my email looks all weird, help. Mm-hmm. So that is so helpful. And one of the things that you guys have with your programming is you do language classes as well. Mm-hmm. I think I saw Spanish and maybe French as well.
We have Spanish right now. That's the only one we're offering right now.
Oh, okay.
But we're always looking for teachers for additional languages to add.
Oh, yeah. That's a good thing to kind of put out there, is that if somebody has a skill where they can teach something to the people that come to the Barnstable Adult Community Center. And we see, you say seniors, but it's really 55 plus. You made that switch quite a few years ago. Absolutely. To make it a 55 plus space. Yep. So anybody, 55 plus is more than welcome to come in and take any of these classes that you offer. And what's the best way for people to find out about the classes?
They can call us. They can pick up our news magazine, which we have on site. They can go online through the Barnstable website. They can catch our newsletter and all the information in there. So, those are the main ways, but we do post flyers out and push information out through Constant Contact. You can sign up, providing your email address, and we send out reminders and updates for different things that are coming up. So those are a few of the best ways.
Yeah, let's talk about the Thrive magazine, because it's bi-monthly, so that's every other month you put it out, and it's quite extensive. It's got a lot of information in it, all the programs that you're offering, special events, just information to help, the older community in our town, kind of if they're wondering about something. So let's talk about the Thrive.
Yeah, Thrive is amazing. It's a collaborative effort. Everybody, the whole team puts information into it. And then Jackie Easter, our assistant director, just does an amazing job putting it all together. And she also does a lot of research and puts different items in there relevant to, the timing of it or safety things, and then she'll put around town. So all the things that are going on in the area. So you've kind of got some overlap from what the regular newspaper might have is all in there as well. So people can really pick it up and go through it. It's a big read. It's large. We've actually added 4 pages to it in the last 6 months. But they can, circle the things that they want to sign up for and sign up for at the center. They can go through and see what's going on in their village or in the community that they want to attend and mark up their calendars and, just really use that as a tool to provide some socialization. And, maybe they have company in town and they want to find out what's going on, something fun to do with them as well. So it's really all around a great tool for the older population and everyone actually to see not only what's going on at the center, but what's going on in Barnstable that they can enjoy.
Yeah. So you can pick up a copy at the center itself.
Yep.
Do you bring them to other locations that people can maybe at the libraries?
Yes.
I know you can get them here at Town Hall.
Yep.
While they last.
Yeah. Yeah. Let us know if you see they're gone. I'll bring some more over. But yeah, we keep them here. All 7 libraries have them. At this point, that's really all we have out there. But if any other location is interested, we're happy to drop them off. Better saturation so more people can see it is always good.
And then anybody that's looking for it, it is available on your website. So I think that's important to mention. So let's talk about support services. You offer a lot of support services in the community. I'm just going to touch on a couple of them. You have the Brown Bag Program monthly, caregiver support, fuel assistance, Shine. You have a mailbox sticker program, which I really want to get into. Real estate tax abatement, telephone reassurance programs. So these are just all programs that you offer to kind of help the seniors in our community feel safe, secure, and taken care of.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's a lot to our outreach department is very busy.
Yeah.
But so the Brown Bag Program, we'll take that for example. We have about 40 plus volunteers that help orchestrate that. You've seen that that day, that once a month, it's a well-oiled machine. Mm-hmm. We also have usually about 15 capabilities, staff members and students that help us deliver on that day. So it's basically we get food from the Boston Food Bank and distribute it out to the older adults in the community that sign up for the program. And we have about 230 to 250 a month that we average. So some people, those are delivered to them. Some people come pick them up, and the volunteers basically shop. Like we put all the items out, and they go around and put the bags together. And it's a sort of a staples bag that would add to meals for the month. And there are fresh items as well. There's usually some kind of a meat or a chicken, and then a vegetable item, and then there's canned goods and pastas and things like that. So that's really helpful. And then the mailbox sticker program. So we work with the post office, and if you wanted to be part of that program, they put a sticker on your mailbox. And if 3 days of mail collect, then the post office notifies us. And then we would work with the police department or go out ourselves and do a well check to just make sure that everyone's okay. Someone went on vacation and forgot to call us, or, God forbid it was something worse. So that's a great check-in that we work with the post office to do.
That's so important because it's so easy, a lot of seniors live alone, mm-hmm. and they might not have someone checking in on them regularly, so like having just a sticker in their mailbox, their post their mail delivery person knows that if they see the mail pile up, that they can reach out to you and let you know that it's been a couple days. Mm-hmm. And with that, you also have a telephone. I want to say it right. The telephone reassurance program.
Yeah. So you can get on that list, and the center calls 5 days a week. When we're there, we give a call late morning and just check in on the person. Usually there's a little conversation. How you doing today? And that's really important to the people on the other end of the phone. But it's also again another opportunity for us to catch people that may need a little more, or we just wouldn't have been aware of it otherwise. A lot of times we get that call like around noon and they weren't home. I'm sorry, I forgot to call, I went to the doctor's, and that's totally fine. Yeah. Like that happens. But just being on that list and being checked in, it feels good for the family, for the person, and for us. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's the simple programs sometimes are the most beneficial, I think.
These little touchstones where people feel like there is someone out there that cares about me. And it's hard, we're recording this now in February. It probably won't air until March or April. But I mean, in the winter months, it can get a little isolating because it's harder to get out when you're older because you have to worry about the snow and the ice and everything like that. So being able to just have that, like that lifeline, just to kind of be like, hey, just checking in. How's everything going?
Yeah.
Are you okay? Do you need any help with anything? So that's really great. And then on top of that, you have all the other things, like you do caregiver support programming and you help with fuel assistance. So this is all things that, people, can reach out to you and say, I need help with whatever it is. And if it's not a service you provide, someone who does, that kind of thing, correct?
Absolutely. And, sometimes it's just about the resources. But a lot of times we can do things real time. It's tied to a program. It's tied to an agency that can assist them, so we're really just call us if you're in doubt on anything, even if it seems like, oh, I doubt they can help us on that. If, like you said, if we can't directly, we have a lot of resources and contacts, and we're happy to help people navigate things because it can get really confusing, whatever it is you're dealing with, whether it be, the shine related things, or just, you'd be surprised on some of the crazy things that people call us with and think that we won't be able to help. And we're actually able to, and they're so pleasantly surprised.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're a really great tool for the community.
Thank you.
So you've upped your transportation in the past year. You've got a couple of new vans. So let's talk about how that's all going, because I know it's going amazing. People are really utilizing it. So let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, it's wonderful. I mean, we've been, the programs have been up and running since last November, so over a year. And it's really been utilized well. People appreciate it. We're actually putting a little campaign together to just remind people, because we do have regular staples that ride the van and utilize it for the things that they need. But we want to just let people know, even if you have a car, call us if it's, a crazy weather day and we're running and you don't want to drive, or you don't want to take that left turn and deal with the traffic. We're here. But it's going really well. We actually did our first trip to Walmart yesterday.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, we went out of town, and we've been doing a once a month trip to Market Basket.
Nice.
But we obviously utilize on a weekly basis the regular, opportunities here for groceries and medical appointments. If they need to go to the post office, whatever it is that they need. We run Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday currently. And the people on the van have a great rapport together too. A lot of times they coordinate their errands and they're riding the van together with their friend and getting their things done, and they're not having to drive themselves. The new EV is great. We just really got that rolling in the past month and a half, and we're actually getting it lettered up next week. But that's been wonderful. So we have a bigger van, and then we have the EV that's smaller, doesn't seat as many people. So it gives us the opportunity to use whichever, depending on the flow that day of signups. And it's been awesome.
Yeah. So let's talk about how people can sign up to get a ride, how that works.
Yeah. So they call us at the center and they just set up their appointment. We ask that you try to do it as early as you can. If you have an appointment next month or next week or whatever that is, at least 24 hours notice. But if you have those appointments, plug them in on our calendar. And if not, just, give us as much notice as you can. But we have, the van drivers are amazing. We have 2 part-time van drivers and they just love what they do. And I think people have a comfort level, just being able to have transportation that's geared towards them, their peers, and can take them where they need to go without having to flag down a bus or Uber or whatever that might look like otherwise, or leaning on somebody that they don't want to lean on for that save that favor for another time.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good point. That's a really good point. So another thing that's going on with the Barnstable Adult Community Center is you've been designated an age and dementia friendly center. So let's talk, we've talked about it before. Can you just provide a little update on where things are with that?
Sure. So we got our designation as an age-friendly community in 2019. And then we refreshed that in 2023 and added the dementia-friendly piece to it. So we have a steering group that meet regularly, and transportation was our first item on that. So some great work was done around that. And then we moved on to public safety, because with the domain, there's 8 domains domains in age friendly. And then when you do the dementia friendly piece, another domain comes in, and that was public safety. We have a great group, and we have police and fire both on our committee. And, after conversations around what we could do for public safety, we've worked more on Safety Day, which you're involved with. And, that's grown. We do talks monthly at the center. Hyannis Fire usually does a safety talk. We do Coffee with a Cop. And then we've also upped our scam talks in collaboration with the Barnstable Police Department because, talking about the digital cafe and the issues, it's not only navigating these devices, but it's keeping safe. And, those scam calls and texts and emails that come in, just knowing not to panic and what to do with those.
Yeah.
Those have been very well attended. So those were some ways that we worked with, the public safety to bring that in. And so, all of these things, all of the components get revisited, because you're an age-friendly community, that designation is there, and you kind of go back over things. But as you go on to different domains, you do the work around that you can at the time. And so the next one that they've picked that we're going to be working on is digital equity, which is, a hot button around right now. And we're doing, some things around it as well. But I'm also really excited because the county, Barnstable County, has just become an age-friendly community.
Oh, perfect.
And so
that's a great partnership.
It is a great partnership. And, there's a lot of enthusiasm and great energy there. And they're actually also working on digital equity. So I'm on that committee. So then there's sometimes there's less of a lift, right? If you can not duplicate something, the work around it anyways. So I'm really excited to see what the county will do with that and what collaborations we can have. And the whole Cape now is age friendly under that designation. So it's a pretty exciting time for the age friendly and dementia friendly community. And I'm excited to see what will happen this year, with all the new enthusiasm and designations.
That's awesome. So if anybody's looking for more information, I think the number one thing I just recommend is go to the center.
Or call us.
Or call, but, you're open Mondays through Fridays. So is it like 8:30 to 4:30? It's just such a welcoming place. You can go in. There's a little place that you can kind of sit and rest and relax. And there's always something going on in the center. And everybody there is so friendly. So I highly recommend give them a call, stop in, check things out. If you haven't been, give it a try.
Thank you. Yeah, we have a great team. The staff there is amazing. The patrons are so friendly, and we've made a lot of areas that people can just hang out if they're not sure if they want to attend a particular event or just kind of get a feel for it before they dive into something. So I'm glad you enjoy that as well.
Perfect. So before I let you go, we do have a bonus question for you today. And your bonus question is, what is your favorite spot in the town of Barnstable?
Besides the COA,
obviously,
I'd have to say Sandy Neck Beach. Yeah, I've been going there since the early 90s. I camped there before children, with children.
Oh, awesome.
And still go down with our dogs. And it's just a wonderful place and an asset to the community. There's so many nice beaches in the area. But yeah, that's my favorite.
Yeah, that's a very popular answer.
I'm sure.
On the podcast. I think if we went through, it's probably most people's favorite spot on Barnstable. So,
and that's where all our turtles end up, right?
Yes, exactly. Wonderful. Kelly, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
And thank you for spending time with us, our listeners, and listening to Discover Barnstable, the official podcast of the town of Barnstable. We hope you found a new understanding of how your municipal government works for you and our community. Be sure to drop us a line at podcast@town.barnstable.ma.us and let us know what you would like to learn next. Until next time, go Discover Barnstable.